All right, we are back for the last episode or installment of our Algebra 2 with Mr. Jeffries. We have a special guest. We have a Baby Yoda or Grogu that was given to me earlier, and he's in my pocket because other people would try to steal him. All right, we're going to go through the study guide for is on Schoology, and some of these things may help other people also. All right. Which of the following equations is exponential? This means that the x is exponent. Not the x has an exponent, but the x is the exponent. So that's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. Okay. It's C. Okay. All right. Now, uh, doing this in the previous block, and if you're in the second block, yes, I'm calling you out. It took forever because people would not pay attention, and each problem took like 6 minutes because they're like, "Oh, I didn't write that down," and then they thought it was my fault. So, all right, exponential decay. So, in an exponential function, it looks something like this, and decay means when b is between 0 and 1. Well, not that one, not that one, not that one. B. All right, and I'm trying to use this to do some test taking skills because if you have four choices, two of them are nowhere near the answer, one of them's close, and then one of them is the answer. Okay, uh, 25 problems or 28 problems on this. Y'all get 90 minutes. That's a little bit more than 3 minutes per problem. Okay. All right. On number 3. All right. It's not changed on y'all's handout, but this should be to the first power. Okay. I did fix that before y'all came in and actually started taking this yesterday, but it's wrong on your handout because life hates me. Okay. Yeah, this should be -7u to the first. Yeah, same difference. All right. So those are our first two like terms. So this is 2 plus 2. So this gives us 4u to the third. All right. That knocks that one out. And that one out. All right. This is to the second. Okay. So just this. All right. Still between those two. -7u. All right. 3 plus 6 is 9. So it would be C. Okay. Now, it's not that I have some, it worked out one time that I forget if it's this semester or last semester. Well, I wasn't here last semester at the end, but like multiple. If it seems weird that some of the choices are all the same letter, that's just happenstance. That is not Mr. Jeffries trying to be a sick, evil, twisted person and make like all the answers A. Okay, I'm not doing that. That's randomized. All right. So a couple ways you could do this. Some people will actually distribute the negative. Some people won't, and they'll do it like this. So we have -5x to the fourth minus -7x to the fourth. Okay. -7x minus -9x. And 5 minus -5. All right. When this cleans up, we end up with 2x to the fourth. Nope. Nope. Okay. Plus 2x. Okay. 5 plus 5 is 10. So the answer would be D for this here. All right. And again, for those people that like to do the distributing the negative, you change this to a plus and change all these signs. You get the same thing. Okay, it doesn't matter. Potato, potato. You just got to figure out how you like doing these. Okay. All right. Good. Number 4. That grunt means yes. All right. Number 5. Or groan, whatever that was. All right. So we're going to distribute. So we get 2n to the 3rd power. That takes care of that one. Plus 6n squared. Okay. That gives us our answer of A, and we don't even really have to finish the problem. But I know some people, they can't leave stuff unfinished. They will have to keep going. Either one is fine with me. I think it's fine with him too. Okay. All right. Go to number 5. Now, number 6. 2 ways you can do this one. Remember, you can do double distributive property. Or you could set it up as the box method. Okay, you're going to get the same answer no matter what. All right, this is going to do a big jump because it never just scoots it up just a little bit like I need it because, life hates me. Okay, so negative 12h squared. I can't cancel anything out. Minus 28h plus 6h plus 14. Yeah. Well, no. Well, we can't mark out anything right now because we hadn't combined our like terms. Yeah. I, I see where you're going. You're trying to cancel this out. All right. This ends up becoming negative 22h. Everything else stays the same. All right. So this would actually be this here. Okay. So I worked it out both ways for those that do double distributive, those that do table method. Either way, there you go. In that way. All right. We're good with which one is this? 6. All right. Moving on to 7. Now, I had a student in second block tell me when we actually did this in class that if I cut this like this and like do a triple distributive, they said it seems weird, but all your like terms are like right there. You don't have to like look for them. And I was like, awesome. So 8 into the 3rd. Nope. Minus 10n squared plus 10 n. Oh, I just should have known better than that. Trying to make a 1 like a 2. Okay. 20n squared minus 25n plus 12n minus 15. All right. So that's all the multiplication. And yeah, all of our like terms end up being there together. So this combines to plus 10n squared. And I could kind of stop after that because there's my answer. Okay. I actually like doing it like that because it does seem to be a little bit easier than that. You can actually set it up in the box method. I don't think for this class I have as many people that do the box method as I do for the other one. But the big questions I normally have is on stuff on the finals like, wait, I remember there's a way to do this, but I can't remember it. Like, like you know how to do it. You just the big thing is setting it up, and you know, yeah. All right. I actually told somebody like for 8 or 7, 8, 9 to actually on their legal cheat sheet, if they use the box method, go ahead and draw a box on their legal cheat sheet. That way, all they had to do is plug in the stuff. Yeah, I didn't stutter. I don't need to know about an illegal cheat sheet. I mean, why? I mean, that's yeah. That's part of the joke is that they're saying it loud, knowing that they're actually. I don't know if it can be if their voices are being picked. Oh, wow, if their voices are being picked up or not. No, there's not a camera in the room. That's actually that dark globe right there is actually for the Lightspeed sound system. That's for the wireless mics. So no, it's called the Lightspeed sound system. It like as long as the mic and that thing are connected, like light would pass between them, it picks it up. If I were to turn my back or something, it wouldn't pick it up. So yep. All right. And if we would have done this, all right. Either way, we're going to end up with 4x squared minus 24x plus 36, which is C. All right. You doing okay? Okay. So I lost it a long time ago, sometime in like April or May. So yeah. No, y'all definitely were not a catalyst for me going crazy. Yeah, let's if that is your goal every semester is to break a teacher, I mean, you, you that that sounds bad, but I know that there's some people that are like, "Hey, we're going to make this teacher lose it so they have to like take off a semester." Listen, if I take off a semester, it'd be really hard for me to come back. I'm just saying. All right. I have to write my J's in lowercase cursive because my handwriting already is atrocious. And what was really funny is I had somebody in second block make fun of my handwriting, but yet to grade their papers, it's like, oh, we went from like Sanskrit to Hindi to, I mean, I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. All right. Either way, these two cancel out. So we're left with this. We're left with A. All right. Now, the questions are going to be in the same order. I did not select the button that randomly shuffles the questions and the choices. I could have done that. That would have been hilarious. Watch y'all freak out. Y'all start glitching. Yeah. I can probably smell the motherboards in your brain melting at the time. So, yeah, the squirrel on the wheel just all right. Shh. Okay, speaking of squirrels, let's get back on track. So, uh remember we're going to factor this. That's a 0. Some of y'all are used to seeing that. All right. So, this means the signs are the same. This means they're both negative. Now, shh. So, what are the factors of 36 that when you combine them you get 12? Yeah, yeah. So when we cut this, we only need one of them. Okay. All right. So we actually just end up with this. Now, I will tell you this. If it says solve by factoring and no solution is up there, you can go ahead and say that's not one of those. That's not one of them. Okay. I'm not going to say solve by factoring and it have no solution. Okay. That would be plot twist. Can I make all the answers see? All right. Number 11. All right. Remember, our A is 1, our B is 4, and C is 1. All right. To find an AOS, this is X equals negative B over 2A. Okay. So we just, as they say on the commercial, plug it in, plug it in. That would be funny. All right. So we get X equals negative 2 for our axis of symmetry. That means that we can cross well, I don't need to do that because that's just a lot of red. It's almost like my English papers all over again. I swear I had some English teachers that they would sacrifice a cat and use my paper to catch the blood. That's how bad they wrote on them. All right. So those two are gone. Now we need to find, now for our vertex, we know we're going to have a negative 2. We just don't know the other number. Well, to find that, we have to find the y. So we take this, and everywhere we see x, we're going to plug in negative 2. All right. And this is easy with your calculator. Now, some people, I have one student, they're like, I don't want to use the calculator. I'm just that cool. And then they end up getting it wrong. And I'm like, you're not as cool as you think. All right. Yeah. So we get negative 3. So our answer is C. Now, what's funny, it's not like the student last semester that continuously took notes in pen and then got mad at me when there was a mistake. Yeah. All right. So things I would write on my legal cheat sheet, I would probably put the axis of symmetry equation and say the x is part of the vertex, how to get to y, that kind of thing. Okay. Remember, when you're writing notes, it's not just copying down what I'm writing. You're actually writing a note to your future self. Okay. Y'all seen that on the Tic Tac where they like act like they're going back in time and telling, yeah. All right. How I have lines and y'all don't, because the printer does not like to cooperate with me. and they're there. They're just very faint, kind of like my hopes and dreams. And so I'm on my third counselor, by the way. All right. So sh- now, so here's the deal. We look at the y values. Okay. We look at the y values. If they add or subtract, it's linear. If they multiply or divide, it's exponential. If it's you only have three choices. Okay. None of them's going to be none of these. Okay. I can tell you this. So you can, bam, mark that out. So if they don't add, they don't multiply, they have to be quadratic. And usually if you see a quadratic, you'll see like a repeated thing, like a 0, a 3, and a 3, something like a vertex. Okay. Now, look at our y values. What's happening each time? Yeah, you're adding 4 each time. The y values, only the y values. Okay, so this would be linear. This is A. Yeah, yep. Just look at the y values. I really hope this microphone doesn't pick up all the little side conversation. It doesn't, because I really don't want, all my subscribers to hear, please don't pinch my elbow like that. I've never had somebody pinch my elbow like that. Yeah, but they don't know who said it. Shh. What? Uh, yes. Now, this one is linear. Okay. Shh. This is what I need y'all to, well, first of all, y'all didn't see all this. All right. So first thing you need to do is to change the X values on your table to match mine, because the correct answer is there. I had the problem set up wrong because I'm Mr. Jeffries and I continuously screw up. No, I'm not. I'm just, I'm actually in a really good mood. It's not like last Friday at all. All right. So let's look at our Y values here. Shh. So what's happening with our Y values? No. Yeah, you're subtracting 4. That is our M. Okay, so we know it's linear. So we know we're going to have a y equals -4 and then x. Well, actually, it's none of these. It actually is going to end up being b. And somebody says, well, how do you find the y-intercept? Well, think about it. The y-intercept is when x is 0. So if I'm subtracting 4 each time, to get the one before it, I would have to add, like -16 plus 4 is -12. So -4 plus 4 would be 0. So that's also why it's b. Okay. Actually, shh, well, think about it. Your your y-intercept is when x is 0. So if you're subtracting to get from one y to the next, what's the opposite of subtract? Add. So you would take this and add our slope to it, and that's how we get that y value. Yeah. Either one. Listen, you could pull a Drake or not. I don't, you could start at the bottom and now you're here. However you want to do it. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, it looks like you're multiplying here, but then you have to, yeah, you got to keep going. You got to look at all the y's. Okay. Got to look at all the y's. All right. So move on to the next one. What is the solution to the system? All right. Y'all know you have multiple ways to do it. You can do substitution. Mr. Jeffries is a big fan of elimination. Okay, so I want to get rid of a certain variable. Well, let's look at them. Did I skip 14? I probably did because it's down here. Ah, there it is. Thank you. Somebody's got to keep me on track. Going back to number 14 because, yeah, A, H, and K. Now, I will tell you for this final, you won't have to worry about A. It's only H's and K's. Okay? All right. So move 3 units to the right. So my H for this is 3. All right. And 5 units down. So my K is -5. So basically, I'm going to take this and plug in 3 and -5. So y'all just copy and paste just like I did on my screen. Okay. And we should end up with A. All right. Hey, at least it was better than Algebra 1. I totally didn't capture a problem to put in there. And I said, so what's number 20? And somebody said the number between 19 and 21. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you have caught my sarcasm. Yeah, it's pretty infectious. All right. So going now to number 15. All right. I want to get rid of a variable. Which one does it seems like I'd have to do the least amount of work to get rid of? Y. Very good. So that means I'm going to leave this bottom alone. Okay. One of these days, somebody's going to bring me a book on how to better your handwriting, and I'm going to laugh a lot. All right. Now think about it. If I want to get rid of my y's, I need this to be a positive 3y. What am I going to have to multiply everything in this equation by to make this 1y, this positive 1y, be a positive 3y? Very good. Positive 3. Yeah, so I'll just multiply to everything in here. All right. And pew, my y's go away. That was the goal. All right. So, and I divide by 11, and I get x equals 2. Now, I need to look. Do I only have, I can go ahead and find y. I don't really have to. But could I go ahead and answer the problem right now? Yeah. Yeah, this one's going to be B. Okay. And that's part of the test taking skills. And see, that's some of the things, especially with the math portion of the ACT, because you have 60 questions in 60 minutes. They teach you how to solve it quickly. If you can get part of it, then you don't have to waste a lot of time. Need some water. He was thirsty. All right. So we go with number 15. Yeah. All right. Number 16. All right. This is when we have to actually use this part right here. You hate this? You don't like it? I actually do like it because it's literally just a plug and chug. Yes, that's. Yeah, this is another problem where the no solution is not relevant. Very good. So now, instead of having a 33.3% chance, we actually have a 50% chance. Oh, trust me, I have used this problem on a final before, and people have chosen no solution. All right, we need our A, B, and C. So A for this one would be 1, B is -3, C is 7. So just plug it in. All right. Now, if you're doing this and you're sitting here and you decide to do the discriminant, this is everything up underneath the square root, you would probably think, wow, I only have 2 choices and they both have a 19. Yeah. So, but I would double check. This actually ends up being -19. Now, this is what's funny. This happened yesterday a lot. Even though we had a whole unit on complex numbers. Why do I keep getting domain error for the square root? Okay. So you would take the positive version of that square root and you just get 19. And the only way that you answer it now is you put that I right there because, people did opium and they came up with math and now we have imaginary numbers. No, I mean, not like math wasn't that hard to, you know, do anyways with regular numbers. Let's just add some fake ones in there. Listen, if you are not used to taking notes in math class, today is the day to really take notes in math class. So I'll do it when I get home. Perfect. All right. 17. Find the zeros. Please don't be that person that says, there it is. Okay. Don't I on a paper test, I have had people like point arrows. I I don't think it was you. Yeah. Now, we would actually only thing that differs in this factoring is because this is to the fourth. Instead of just being regular x right here, we'd actually put x squared. Okay. This tells me the signs are different. And this tells me the big number is positive. All right. What two numbers, when you multiply them, you get 9, but when you combine them, you get 8? Yep. Yeah, I got you. So now it's factors. Okay. Well, we take our ninja sword and we set it up like this to solve. Okay. -9, +1, +1. All right. So x squared equals -9. X squared equals 1. All right. How do you undo a square? Ah, very good. We heard it. Square root. Now, so we know the square root of 1 is going to be positive -1 because -1 times -1 is 1. All right. This has a negative right here. I wonder what the square root of 9 is. And then if it has a negative right there, what do we tag on the end? So it's going to be A. I had somebody yesterday, they're like, I don't remember doing any of this. I said, that's because you have intellectual bulimia. And they said, what does that mean? I said, no, it's actually a real thing. Intellectual bulimia is like where you cram for a test, like for those that only pay attention in my class on the practice test day. And then you look at it and work on it. And then the next day, your brain literally just throws up whatever you know on the paper. And then you don't remember it. Trust me, I've done that before. I think I need to coin that phrase, intellectual bulimia. Mm-hmm. All right. Are we going number 17? Anybody need more time? All right, 18. So this is what I would do in the calculator. I would take the square root of 27, and it's going to give me an answer like this, 3 root 3. And because there's a negative right there, I'm going to have to put a I in there. So it would be C. Okay. Yep. Yeah, he was jumping out of my pocket earlier to eat these origami frogs behind me. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Grogu. All right. So, so basically what you could do on this, you would actually multiply 8 times negative 10, or negative 8 times negative 10, which is 80. In the calculator, I would do this. In the calculator, if I could spell, I almost spelled incorporated. Nowhere near close. I would take that and I would actually get 4 root 5. And the reason why is because a perfect square that you could divide 80 by is 16. But we don't really need to worry about that. We just plug it in the calculator and we're good. We get out of here in 46 minutes. Yeah, yeah, we're currently on our 3,412 schedule for the semester. I think wonder why we don't know what's going on. All right, number 20. The first thing you need to do is subtract 1 from both sides. Okay? Then we have this. Now, we had the other part to this earlier where we were undoing a square. Now we're undoing a square root. So how do you undo a square root? Square it. Or like times it. No, that's what's funny. I actually did know what you mean because squaring something is basically multiplying something by itself. Yeah. But some teachers be like, Jeffries, you're teaching them wrong. I'm like, but my kids understand. Yeah, I have random students coming up to me in the hall during refuel saying, "Oh, Mr. Jeffries, I have you next semester." I said, "Oh, I'll fix that." And then they kind of walk away sad. All right. After you square both sides, it's just a regular two-step equation. Okay. So it's 22. Yeah. You need some more water. You need some more water. There you go. Okay. All right. All right. Are we good with 20? All right. 21. Some people are like, what is 4 logs? I don't know if it was this class or earlier. This basically means 4 to the third power is what? Yeah, it's 64. It's definitely not 7. Yeah. I know somebody's like, wait, that problem wasn't that difficult when I was going over it. They're like, why did I try to make it so difficult? I said, because you're you. All right. All right. Of these three choices, which one do you think is not the answer? Yeah. Yeah. We can mark that out. All right. So, all right. So this tells us our signs are different. The -2 tells us our bigger number's negative. What two numbers, when you multiply them, you get 24, but when you combine them, you get 2. Yeah. Some people, like, I heard one student think about it. They're like, well, if you just look at the factors, look at like the difference between them. No, we're not there yet. No, it's not A. This is crossed out. All right. So the +12 tells us the signs are the same. This tells us they're both positive. What two numbers, when you multiply them, you get 12, but you add them, you get 7? Yeah, 3 and 4. Very good. All right. And this will actually factor as x plus 1, x minus 1. Okay, because that's the difference of two squares. Now, this is kind of similar to what we had recently on our rationals test. We can cross out the matches. We can cross out diagonally. Pew, pew. Cover your ears. We can cross out vertically. Pew. Okay, we're just left now. I have x plus 1, x minus 1. It's the same as this one right now. It's B. Okay. Yeah, it's B. It's in Bravo. You feel it's about time for a random fact? Uh, this is true. Yes, the samurai could have. There is a time. All right. Are we good with 22? All right. Let me tell you how easy 23 can be. All right. If you look at the positions, okay, because remember, you combine stuff in the same position. This is -2 plus -2. So what is -2 plus -2? -4. All right. So this is a 2-row by 3-column. So I need to look, which is the only one that looks like this that has a number 4. This is choice C or choice 3. Because what you'll do on the final or study guide is you'll basically click this, drag it here, and drop it, and it will go right there. All right. We can't do that on our paper, but potato, potato. All right. So right here we have 1 minus -3. All right. 1 minus -3 is also 4. So I wonder, this is a 3-row by 2-column. So it's between 1 and 4. This one's going to be choice 1. Okay. This matches with B. This matches with A. All right. I didn't want to like make separate questions. I was like, let's just make one question with 2 parts in it. so I don't have to like copy and redo and plus I was actually making this Saturday night and I was pretty much exhausted, so didn't want to have to do that. All right, the vertical asymptote. All right, what makes the bottom 0? What? Did somebody? I don't do. I don't think I want to know. All right. Oh, what does the fox say? Yeah, that was a great trend. I'm glad it died. We don't need to bring it back. Okay, so I basically just take that. Now, some people won't have to set up the equation. Some people will be like, oh, if I put a -2 right there. So basically, this is what you do. You look at the bottom. It's only going to be one term. It's not going to be like 6. Okay. You do the opposite of this. What's the opposite of +2? -2. Bam. Okay. Now, last problem. Now, this somebody says, how are we supposed to do this one? I said it's actually really easy. Yeah, a lot of people, well, and it also helps. I did fix the key before y'all came in because I actually screwed up because I yeah, it's a typical Mr. Jeffries. All right. So now it's gonna let you know this part still gonna be there on the final. Okay. This is part of that statistic stuff that I said that we're learning it today. All right. So, yeah, you basically add these two sections. Somebody says, I don't know what those things on the bottom mean. You don't need to know that right now. That has nothing to do with the question. Okay. So, I'm actually going to add 13.5 plus 34 and get 47.5%, which is choice 5. Okay. Now, yeah, the next one. It looks like half of this thing is shaded in. Yeah, you actually could sit there and actually add these up if yeah, it covers half the thing. Yeah, this is 50%, which is choice 4. Okay, this is B. Now, this is the part that I messed up on because I thought it was this part and this part, but it's these two. All right. Those two sections are 13.5 and 2.35. All right, this is actually 15.85%, and that has replaced this. This will be 18 point, or dadgummit. You're supposed to use the force on that one. Okay, 15.85. Yeah, that was a typo, Mr. Jeffries. I read it wrong. Yeah, look, look, he's going to use the force right now. I'm going to show you. I'm going to let him move. Look, all right, he's going to move the thing. Ready? Oh, look at that. It's crazy. All right. That's it for our last filming of this semester. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. Huh? So many subs. Oh, subs. I don't know. We'll have to check that out here in a second. But it was like up to 62 the other day or 64. I don't know. So, yeah, one semester. Yeah. I have as many subscribers as some of y'all's averages. All right. So, so he jumped out of the pocket again. All right. If you hadn't yet, hit subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. Good stuff. Good things. Roll Tide.